Today we are going to learn how to use the extended Euclidean algorithm in writing the GCD of 72 and 20 as the linear combination of these two integers. That means we are trying to find those two constants s and t such that the GCD of 72 and 20 can be written as s times of 72 plus t times of 20. To solve this problem by using the extended Euclidean algorithm, we create a table with 10 columns where q is my quotient, a and b are the integer with respect to my GCD problem, r is the remainder, s1 and s2 are temporary variable, s is the coefficient which we are trying to find here, t1 and t2 are the variable, and t is the another coefficient which we are trying to find here. In computing the s and t coefficients, we are going to use this formula that s is going to be equal to s1 minus q times of s2 and t is going to be equal to t1 minus q times of t2. So once I have the value of s1 and s2 and the quotient q, then by using this formula I can compute the value of s, and if I have the value of t1 and t2 and the quotient q, then I can use this formula to compute the value of t. To fill up the entry corresponding to the first row of this table, the a and b are the integers corresponding to your GCD problem. So here we are trying to find the GCD of 72 and 20, and a I'm going to choose the larger integer. So a in this case becomes 72, and for b I'm going to choose the smaller integer, which in this case is going to be 20. The s1 and s2 at the initial step is going to have the value 1 and 0, and t1 and t2 at my initial step is going to have the value 0 and 1. And all the remaining values I can compute by using the division rule as well as by using these two formulas. Based on my division rule, I can write 72 as 3 times of 20 plus of 12. So my quotient here is going to be 3 and my remainder here is going to be 12. So I'm going to put those values in this table. So my q will become 3 and the r is going to be equal to 12. Then corresponding to the value of q, s1 and s2, and if you use this formula that s can be computed by s1 minus q times of s2, so the value of s is going to be equal to 1. And the value of t based on the value of t1, t2 and the value of your quotient q at that step is going to be equal to minus of 3. So this way we can fill up the first row of this table. Now I'm going to repeat this process by shifting my columns. So in my next step, the b will become a, which is 20. The remainder r will become b, which is 12 here. The value of s1 is coming from s2, which becomes 0 here. The value of s2 is coming from s is going to be equal to 1 here. The value of t1 from shifting is going to be equal to 1, and the value of t2 after shifting is going to be equal to minus of 3. So for the new value of a and b, which is 20 and 12, we can apply the division rule, and 20 can be written as 1 times of 12 plus of 8. So this time my quotient is 1 and my remainder is 8. So the new value of q is 1 and 8 here. Now again I can use the formula to compute the value of s and t, and if you use this formula corresponding value of q, s1 and s2, so since s1 is 0, s2 is 1, q is 1, so the value of s is going to be equal to minus of 1 here, and corresponding to the value of t1, t2 and q, the new value of t is going to be equal to 4 here. So this way we complete the second row of this table. Now again we repeat our process. So we shift the column. So after shifting the column, the new value of a is 12. The new value of b is 8. The new value of s1 is going to be 1. The new value of s2 is going to be minus 1. The new value of t1 is going to be minus 3. And the new value of t2 is going to be equal to 4. Since the new value of a and b are 12 and 8 here, and if I apply my division rule, then 12 can be written as 1 times of 8 plus of 4. So the new value of quotient is 1 and the new value of remainder is 4. So I can fill up those. Q is going to be equal to 1 here and r is going to be 4 here. Now using the value of q, s1 and s2, the new value of s is going to be equal to 2 And by using the value of q, t1 and t2 in this formula, the new value of t is going to be equal to minus of 7. So this completes the third row of this table. Now again we repeat the process, and by shifting the column, the new value of A is 8, the new value of B is equal to 4, the new value of S1 is going to be equal to minus 1, the new value of S2 is going to be equal to 2, the new value of T1 is going to be equal to 4, the new value of T2 is going to be equal to minus of 7. And for this new value of A and B, which is 8 and 4 here, we can write that 8 is going to be equal to 2 times of 4 plus of 0. So my quotient here is 2 and the remainder is 0. So I can fill up the value of Q and R as 2 and 0. So this is 2, this is 0. And corresponding to the value of Q, S1 and S2, the new value of S equal to minus of 5. And the new value of T is going to be equal to 18. This completes the fourth row of this table. Again, we repeat our procedure. So the new value of A is going to be 4. The new value of B is going to be equal to 0. The new value of S1 is going to be equal to 2. The new value of S2 is going to be equal to minus 5. The new value of T1 is minus 7. The new value of T2 is going to be equal to 18. And for the choice of A and B, which is 4 and 0, then we know that you cannot divide 4 by 0. So that means in this case you cannot find a quotient and you cannot find a remainder, and you stop there. So whenever you see the B becomes equal to 0, so you stop there. Okay, and the another integer A, that will become the GCD of this problem. So the GCD of 72, 20 is going to be equal to 4, and this is coming from this non-zero integer. The coefficient S can be obtained from the value of S1, so which is 2 here, and the coefficient T can be obtained from the value of T1, which is minus of 7 here. Corresponding to these values of S and T, we can write that the GCD of 72, 20, which is going to be equal to 4, can be written as 2 times of 72 plus minus 7 times of 20. That means corresponding to the value of S equal to 2 and T equal to minus 7, the GCD of 72 and 20 can be written as a linear combination of these two integers. So this way we will apply our extended Euclidean algorithm, where we can compute the GCD of two positive integers, as well as we can compute those two coefficients S and T such that the GCD can be written in the linear combination of these two integers.